A user on Reddit asked, AITA for leaving my partner after they shared our intimate secrets? Let's look at this story. I, 33F, have been with my boyfriend, 34M, for a few months. We were friends for years before this. I knew he cheated in past relationships, which I was clear I didn't approve of. Now we're together, and it's great on many levels. Long distance, but planning to close the gap eventually. The issue we've talked about is cheating history multiple times. For him, hooking up with someone does not mean anything. He won't promise he'll never do it again because he's broken that promise before. I appreciate his honesty and transparency and the fact that he talks about it openly. He says he's impulsive, which I actually like about him in other ways, and attributes the cheating to that. He takes us seriously and sees long-term potential, but says no one can know for sure about never cheating. He promised to communicate if he starts to feel tempted. I asked him what if I hooked up with someone? Would it mean nothing to him? It took him by surprise. His answer was not as black and white. Ended up saying, yeah, it's fine with me, but it's not a ticket for you hooking up around either. I've never cheated. I've also never been in a relationship past 2 years, so I don't know how I'd actually handle long-term monogamy challenges, but I told him opening the relationship in the future is something we can definitely discuss. Our connection is beautiful on many levels, but I'm worried it is making me ignore a massive red flag. I don't know what to think about this sex with others is not cheating philosophy. Does he really believe it, or does he keep an exit open door? Or perhaps a way to say like, hey, told you from the beginning you can't blame me. I want to address this topic deeply next time we see each other. So any tips on how to handle the conversation openly, transparently, and without triggering his or my impulsivity is greatly appreciated. Thanks. Girl, you're in a whirlwind, and I feel you. Your connection sounds electric, but those red flags are waving, and you're right to pause and dig deeper. His honesty is a green flag, but his no promises stance? That's got alarm bells ringing. Let's get you ready for that big convo with some spicy lady wisdom to keep it real, calm, and productive. Tips for handling the conversation set the vibe for openness. Pick a relaxed, private moment for this talk. No distractions, no rush. Maybe over coffee or a cozy dinner when you're both in a good headspace. Start with love, like, I'm so into us, and I want to make sure we're on the same page about what we both need. This sets a collaborative tone, not a confrontational one, and keeps impulsivity in check. Avoid diving in when emotions are already high. Y'all both got that impulsive streak, so timing is everything. Ask questions, don't accuse. Instead of hitting him with, are you just keeping an exit door open? Try curious, open-ended questions like, when you say hooking up doesn't mean anything, what does that look like for you in our relationship? Or how do you see us handling temptation or challenges as we grow together? This invites him to share his mindset without feeling attacked, which could make him defensive or shut down. Listen actively. Let him talk, and don't interrupt, even if it's tough to hear. Own your needs and boundaries. Be clear about what you need to feel secure. Say something like, I love how open we are, but I need to know we're both committed to building trust in our way. For me, that means insert your boundary, like monogamy or clear communication. What does commitment mean to you? This keeps it transparent and puts your values front and center without triggering his impulsivity. If you're open to exploring non-monogamy later, say so, but emphasize that it's a mutual decision, not a free-for-all. Use I statements to stay grounded. Keep the convo from spiraling by focusing on your feelings, not his actions. Try, I feel uneasy when I hear no one can know for sure about cheating because I want us to feel solid together. This avoids blaming him and keeps the focus on building something stronger. If you feel that impulsive urge to push or argue, take a deep breath and pause. Maybe even say, I need a sec to process, but I really want to understand you. Plan a follow-up. This isn't a one-and-done talk. Deep topics like this need space to breathe. End the convo with a plan like, let's keep checking in on this as we grow, cool? This shows you're in it for the long haul and gives you both a chance to reflect. If his answers don't sit right, give yourself permission to revisit later or seek couples counseling to navigate it together. So spicy, ladies, you need to understand. Here are 3 reasons why the boyfriend's action/mindset are a major violation undermining trust with a no-promises stance. His refusal to commit to monogamy, saying no one can know for sure about not cheating is a major violation of trust. Relationships thrive on mutual agreements, and his vague, non-committal attitude leaves her in a constant state of uncertainty. It's like signing up for a partnership but saying, I might bail if I feel like it. That's not just a red flag. It's a neon sign screaming, I'm not fully in, which erodes the foundation of a secure relationship. Ain't nobody got time for that shaky ground, boo. Normalizing cheating as no big deal. His philosophy that hooking up with someone doesn't mean anything dismisses the emotional impact of infidelity on a partner. By framing cheating as a casual, meaningless act tied to his impulsivity, he's invalidating her feelings and boundaries, especially since she's been clear she doesn't approve of cheating. This mindset prioritizes his own desires over their mutual commitment, which is a violation of the respect and loyalty she deserves in a relationship. That's a hard pass on disrespect, double standards and expectations. When she asked if it'd be fine if she hooked up with someone else, his wishy-washy response, saying it's fine, but not a ticket for her to do it, hints at a double standard. He seems to want the freedom to act on his impulses without promising the same freedom for her, which is unfair and manipulative. It's a violation of equality in the relationship, suggesting his needs and boundaries take precedence over hers. Equality's the name of the game, fam. From a communication standpoint, what the boyfriend could have done differently instead of leaving her with doubts and a no-promises vibe, the boyfriend could have approached their talks about his cheating history and relationship expectations with more clarity, respect, and accountability. Here's how he could have handled it better. Own his past and commit to growth. Instead of leaning on, I'm impulsive as an excuse for past cheating, he could have shown accountability by saying, I messed up in the past and I'm working on being a better partner. Here's how I'm addressing my impulsivity, like therapy, self-reflection, etc. This shows he's serious about their relationship and respects her concerns, rather than shrugging it off with a no one can know for sure cop-out. Transparency is great, but it needs to come with a plan to build trust. Clarify his commitment to monogamy, or not, rather than leaving her guessing with vague answers. He could have been upfront about his views on monogamy and what he's willing to commit to. For example, I'm all in for monogamy with you, and I'll communicate if I'm struggling, or if he prefers non-monogamy, I'd like to explore an open relationship, but only if we both agree on the terms. Clear, direct communication about his intentions would have respected her need for security and avoided the exit door vibes. Engage in a two-way dialogue about boundaries. When she asked about her hooking up with someone else, he could have responded thoughtfully instead of dodging with a half answer and a winky face. He could have said, that's a great question. Let's talk about what fidelity means to both of us and how we want to handle temptation. This invites a mutual discussion about boundaries, ensuring both their needs are heard and respected, rather than leaving her confused by a double standard. All right, spicy ladies. Your boyfriend's no-promises attitude and casual take on cheating are major violations because they chip away at trust, dismiss your feelings, and hint at unequal standards. He could have communicated with accountability, clarity, and mutual respect to build a stronger foundation instead of leaving you questioning. As you prep for that deep convo, keep your boundaries front and center. Boo. You deserve a love that's as secure as it is spicy. Go into that talk with confidence, and don't settle for less than you're worth. Thanks for watching. To all the spicy ladies, make life beautiful, and God bless.